In the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
A wise old preacher once said that every sermon should be planned holding a Bible in one hand and a newspaper in the other. Perhaps today's interpretation could be having a Bible app going on an iPhone and a media app going on an Android. As we gather this Easter morning to celebrate the new life and the miracle of Christ's resurrection, symbolized by the empty tomb you just heard about in the Gospel of John, and Christ's appearance to Mary, there is certainly no shortage of 21st century news headlines to preach about. There are hundreds of potential sermons possible today, so I've asked the ushers to lock the door. We'll be finishing up about 4 o'clock. No worries, I have chosen one. I'd like to take us all back to the beginning of Holy Week. To that Monday afternoon, to those images from Paris of Notre Dame engulfed in flame. I was in a restaurant at Easton where the usual sports screens were quickly changed to live coverage from France. People walking by would look through the window and see what was on the screen and stop and come in and watch. Watching iconic structures being destroyed or on fire when it's not a Hollywood special effect is heart-wrenching. Even more so when the building is of a religious nature and imbued with over 500 years of sacred spiritual significance and meaning. The table server stopped by for a moment and commented that, well, she was spiritual but not religious. Watching the fire made her physically ill. On Monday, we had no idea how far the flames would go. We gave thanks that no one was in the building, and we gave thanks for all the firefighters. But we did not know that the ancient stone vaulting of the ceiling would indeed hold. How could we know that the 3 magnificent rose windows in stained glass would stay intact? How could we know that even the organ survived in one degree or another? I didn't realize at the time that Notre Dame had a colony of bees on the roof. And an official beekeeper just a few days ago reported that his thousands of little charges are happily buzzing away, or whatever the word in French is for buzzing. In my mind, I was taken back to the burning of my home church in Vermont. Standing on a snowbank at age 6 in the J.C. Penney's parking lot, holding my dad's hand as that centuries-old cathedral was slowly, completely destroyed. Monday, text messages started coming in from members of my family, recalling that faithful day in 1971 and telling me where they were at the time. And our hearts went out for the people of France. Yet what I came to know, and they will discover, is that the power of the human spirit, when living the miracle of resurrection, does amazing things. My strongest memories are not of the fire on that day, but the rebuilding of a brand new cathedral coming together of a community for a shared and inspired purpose. The new cathedral taking shape, the new symbol of the phoenix appearing on hundreds of new kneelers, all hand done in needlepoint in the traditional manner. Watching relics from the old cathedral, some of them scarred by flame, being incorporated into the new modern structure. One of the ironies is that the barbecue pit of the new cathedral was built out of stones from the tower. My friends, the wondrous miracle we celebrate today is that the old can be made new. With Christ's gift to the world, we can be a new people, not just in the life to come, but in this life, here and now, in our communities and in our world. We can be agents of the Holy Spirit. We can find healing and forgiveness and redemption for ourselves if we ask for God's loving embrace and accept God's unconditional love and are willing to share it with others. For the tomb is empty and new life is here for the asking, no matter where we find ourselves battered and burned along the journey. At the end of the day, one commentator, I think, put it best. Faith met fire in Paris, France this week, and faith won. May it always be so with each one of us. Have a happy, joyous, and blessed Easter.